Shabbat Parashat Vayetze. Rabbi, I would like to give you today the secret of how can we do to make our prayers be accepted. And we're basically getting all these messages from this week's parasha. Is the parasha of the prayers. We have Rachel on one side praying. We have Leah praying not to get married to Esav. We have all these prayers going on all the time, and how Borei Olam at the end of the day answer each one of them. And the parasha is giving us few tips how to make our tefillot be answered. So let's start. I will start from the middle of the parasha this time. We have Rachel. Rachel, she's not having babies, not having kids, and she decides to give her slave, her shifcha, to Yaakov Avinu. How many kids the shifcha got? 2 kids. One was Naphtali, and the other one was Dan. Dan ben Naphtali. Rachel got those kids, and she said, "Those are my kids," even though weren't her biological kids, but she felt that those are her kids. She gave her own, and she gave the names. Right, so Rashi, what is his name, Naphtali? Naftule Elokim Niftalti. What's Naphtali? Rashi brings 2 perushim. And listen, the second perush that Rashi writes. Naphtali is from the word Ikesh Ubtalton. Ikesh means being tough, being,
Stubborn.
how you call that?
Stubborn.
Stubborn? It's like to be on top of it, non-stop. Ikesh. That's Naphtali. Why? Rashi explains, because Rachel wanted to be like Leah, and she said that that's why she gave her slave. Now that she got the kid, she said, "Oh, I realized that by pushing hard, I was able to get a baby." Says Chachamim, first message we learn from Rachel: you want to pray? Don't stop. You want to get something and you're praying for it? Never stop praying. But I already prayed I don't know how many times. Doesn't matter. Continue praying, because this concept, you never know when is that prayer that you fill up the amount of prayers that you were needing to be able to get whatever you're looking for. That's the power of prayer. Prayer, all the time pray. That's number 1. But here comes the number 2. When the Mepharshim are asking, you're saying that now that you have Naphtali, you are like Leah. You know how many kids Leah have? 6. How many are you having until now? Until now, she didn't have Yosef and Binyamin yet. Until now, how many kids? 2. By having Naphtali, you're saying, "Oh, that's it. Now I am like Leah." Comes the Chaim HaKadosh, and he explains something amazing. And he says like this. I'm sorry, it's the Hida. It says the Hida. Rachel didn't pray only to have kids. Not only. She didn't just want to have 2 babies and that's it. She wanted the babies to have the same power as the kids of Leah. Which power have the kids of Leah? Yehuda. Yehuda is going to be the one that from him David HaMelech and Shlomo HaMelech. Meaning, from Yehuda, you're going to have one guy that is going to build up the Mishkan. Who was this guy that built up the Mishkan? Betzalel ben Uri ben Hur. Lemate Yehuda. Betzalel was coming from the tribe of Yehuda. Say Rachel, I also want to have a kid that will be part of the building of the Mishkan. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu answered. Who? Aholiav ben Ahisamach le'mateh. That was one of these 2 kids. Aholiav was the helper. Correct? Aholiav was the helper of Betzalel. But not only that, Shlomo HaMelech build up the first temple, the first Bet HaMikdash. Shlomo HaMelech comes from the tribe of Yehuda, right? Rachel said, I also want to have a kid that will be part of the building of the Bet HaMikdash. Writes the Navi, who helped Shlomo HaMelech? Who helped Shlomo HaMelech to build up the Bet HaMikdash? Hiram Mishevet Naftali. Hiram was the guy, very smart person, that he was involved with Shlomo HaMelech to build up the first temple. Said Rachel, she got Naftali and Dan, she said, that's it. Now I was able to get to the level of Leah, that her kids will be the ones that are going to build the Mishkan and the Beit HaMikdash. My kids are going to be also part of it. Now comes the Od HaChaim HaKadosh and he says, what do we learn from here? Listen to this amazing message. And when a person pray, and he pray not for his will, but for to be able to increase the name of Hashem, say the Od HaChaim HaKadosh, the prayer is being accepted right away. When Rachel wanted a baby, a kid, just to have a baby, it's nice, it's good. But you need a lot of tefillot. But when you pray not for you, you're praying to be able to have a kid that will be the one that will build the Beit HaMikdash, the Mishkan, to increase the Kedusha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem answers right away. And something similar writes the Ramban. The Ramban writes that when a person does a tefillah, and this tefillah is for ruhaniyut. What is ruhaniyut? Ruhaniyut is spirituality. You pray to be more Talmid Chacham. You pray to be more Ba'al Tzedakah. You pray to be more calm and not angry. You pray to be more spiritual, elevated. Say the Ramban. And also Safra Hasidim writes down that those prayers are being automatically accepted and answered. I want to tell you an amazing story that I heard. In Bnei Brak, there was a guy that lived in one of the buildings. His neighbor, door to door, how do you call that, right? Door to door, next door, knock at the door of his neighbor and tells him, listen, my daughter is getting married. I'm sorry, my parents are old people. And, I don't want to put them in a Bet Avot, in a, how it's called Bet Avot? In a... Old age home. Huh? Old age home. Old age home. I want to put, nursing home. I would like to put them next to me. I'm offering you to buy your house and to have my parents living right next to me. The guy says, listen, I'm not interested to sell my house. I live here years. He says, I know. But I know also the prices. Listen, the price now in an apartment of 3 bedrooms, whatever it is, in Bnei Brak, in that street, in shekels, is $1.5 million shekels. I'm ready to give you extra 200,000 shekels for this apartment. It's a very high price for that, but for me it's it's kedai. It's good to do it. The guy said, listen, 200,000 shekel for a guy that is marrying kids and everything. Min Hashamayim coming 200,000. Why not? You know what? But give me time. He said, don't worry. I'm giving you, 8 months. Whatever you need. The guy sell the apartment. But he's looking for a new apartment for him. He's looking. There is no apartments. He says, I don't want to move to another neighborhood. I'm already, comfortable over here. The school of the kids, the shul, everything is around here. I don't want to move to another place. But he doesn't find. He says, months are passing and he doesn't find. And already the other guy is, the parents already sell their house. They're not going to be in the street. This guy, after a few months, he was so stressed. He decided he entered for mincha to the shul. And with all the balagan and everything, he started to pray mincha. He said, I prayed like in Na'ilah of Yom Kippur. I cried and I begged Borei Olam and I told him, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I'm doing a chesed. I did it for chesed. And because of chesed, that's what I'm going to get? No. At the end of the day, the guy said, listen, if I will know all this balagan, I will not sell it for 200,000. I will not. You know what that means? To give up of all the education, of all the community and everything that he had? So at the end of the day, something was involved with chesed. I believe you, yeah, not 100% chesed, but you know. Anyway, this guy is praying and prays. He goes out of the shul and he sees, you know, in Israel they put in all over, they put papers of selling houses, whatever. The guy goes out of the shul and he sees a sign. In one of the streets, it's called the Rehov Kahneman. One of the streets over there in the neighborhood, they're selling an apartment. So, okay, he's going to take a paper. You know, they give small papers. He's going to take one of the papers and he's going to call. He put it inside his pocket. When he gets home, he's looking for the paper. He doesn't find it. Wow, Habibi. Until I found you know, the guy said, okay, I'm going to go back. He went back. All the papers were gone already. There was no phone number. What a mazan. He said, after I prayed and after I found it, now I'm losing it. He said, but he remembered one thing. I remembered the address. He didn't remember the phone number. Remember the address, Kahneman 64. He said, you know what? I'm going to go to the building. I'm going to knock the door of the apartment. I'm going to ask. Since he gets there, first apartment, first floor, he knocked the door. They open. Excuse me, sir. Are you interested in of selling your apartment? He looks at him, shocked, and he says, how do you know? I mean, I just was speaking with my wife now that we were planning to sell the apartment. How do you know? So he said, I don't know. The whole thing. He says, oh, yeah, of course we're interested to sell it. You know why? Because I was offered to be a rabbi in the south, one of the yeshivot in the south, and they want me to be there in 2 more weeks. There was exactly 2 weeks that the other guy had to leave the apartment. So listen, I'm buying the apartment right now. The guy bought the apartment. He said, listen, what is tefillah? He said, I went and I found this advertising. If I was getting the paper, I was calling up to the number. What happened to that number? He realized, checked it out, that it was in the 4th floor and they already sell it. It was an old advertising. He said, I will call. They will tell me, that's it. It's sell, and I will never find this apartment. And Min HaShamayim, Borei Olam make me to lose the paper and to go to the building to find it. This is Ashgacha Peratit, but throughout the field. Comes Chachamim and they're saying, Yaakov Avinu is praying also. And Yaakov Avinu prays, Im yeh Elokim imadi ushmarani baderech hazeh. Yaakov Avinu is telling to Borei Olam, I'm leaving now my house. I'm going to the house of Lavan. I don't know what's going to be there. Please, help me out to come safe to the house of my parents. The Hidah Rabotai writes something amazing. I don't have all the Hidah to tell you exactly how it learns that from, but it takes the prayer of Im yeh Elokim imadi ushmarani, and he explained each one of the words keneged the 10 Commandments. And he says Yaakov Avinu didn't just pray to get saved from Lavan. He wanted to be saved spiritually. He wanted to be saved and to be still high in his ruhaniyut level. Say Chachamim, that's what we learned before. When a Jew prays for ruhaniyut, Borei Olam answers it back. One more point. It says, you want a story? I know you want a story, but wait. There was Rachel Imenu. Rachel comes to Yaakov. Rachel is not getting children, right? even with Naphtali and that, it's not her children. This is how her sister Leah gets one after the other, one after the other. She's getting more than the amount that they were supposed to be at the beginning. The beginning was supposed to be 4 each, right? Now she got 6, 2, 2, and Rachel. But before Rachel got 2, already Leah got pregnant before her. Right? The question is, why Rachel wasn't answered? Why not? Rachel, all what she did was chesed. And over here it's a full chesed. Yaakov wants to get married to Leah. To Rachel, I'm sorry. And he's giving her the simanim. And she's giving everything to her sister. Knowing that maybe she's going to be getting married to the brother of Yaakov, Esav. All this chesed and Borei Olam doesn't answer her prayers? The Hida writes that Rachel Imenu came up to Yaakov. Before she came up to Yaakov, she started to think, what's the matter with me? Why Borei Olam doesn't answer my prayers? And then she said to herself, 1 second. The Hida is bringing a midrash. She says to herself, 1 second. I was aware about the feelings of my sister, but I wasn't aware about the feelings of Yaakov Avinu. When I gave Leah to Yaakov, what about Yaakov? How he is going to feel? He says probably Yaakov Avinu is having kepeda. Kepeda is not mochel. He's not forgiving. And then the Midrash writes, the Chal goes to Yaakov, and she tells him, Havani banim, v'imay meta anochi. Please, you give me the kids. Why you? Forgive me. Forgive me about what I did. Because now I realize that I didn't care about your feelings. V'imay meta anochi, not in this world I will die. Olam haba. Comes Yaakov and he says, are you choshed? Do you think that I didn't forgive you? The opposite. I appreciate you not much more. Atachat Elokim ani? I am God that I'm, saying this yes, this no. But then Yaakov said the Midrash tells Rachel, but listen, there is one thing that you have to have in mind. I forgive you. But when a person does something, when a person is making someone else feel bad, Rabotai, you're not only making suffering a person, you're making suffering a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So maybe the person forgave. What about Hashem? What about Borei Olam? Borei Olam have to forgive as well. Say Rachel, if that's the case, I will ask for forgiveness from Borei Olam, but I will do the same action that I did to you. I will give my own slave for Yaakov Avinu. Kivyachol, he's taking another wife instead of me. Okay, and throughout this feeling, Borei Olam will give me kapara. That's what happened. Rachel Imenu gave her slave, and then Vayar Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu saw that Rachel Imenu didn't have kids, and he gave her a kid. Rabotai, sometimes we do things, and then we realize how bad it was, and we ask for forgiveness, and that's it. Don't forget, it's not enough. Any avon, ben adam lachavero, is connected to ben adam la'orko. Quick story, I don't know if I have time. Very quick story. There was this lady, she was very sick in Israel. And the family didn't want it to publish it. Hazid, they don't want to be... She had the mahala, the terrible sickness. And they were trying to hide it. They hid it 1.5 years, but the situation was going worse and worse. Lo alenu was very, very bad. Rabotai, the story goes like this. And I finish it. The story goes that this lady This lady was feeling already very bad. The guy went to a rabbi and he told him, Rabbi, I'm praying and I'm praying. What should I do to make my prayers to be accepted? Say the rabbi, do a prayer, but also a mitzvah with it. Think about a mitzvah. Which mitzvah? Tzedakah. The guy said, but I have no money. Which tzedakah? He said, think about it. He went home. He told his kids, you know what? We're going to give tzedakah. The clothing that we have, old clothing, we'll give it to a gemach. 2 days after, the neighbor's second floor, they had a wedding. There was a whole balagan in the house of this fellow. He was cleaning the house with water. He took out the water. One of the kids of the second floor neighbor started to go down and he slept in this water and all the garments got dirty. Just before the hatuna, the mother of the kid came and she started to yell, you guys, you're not thinking about what you're doing. Look how you look schleppers, you look... Why are you living in this neighborhood? Go to another neighborhood. The father realized that one of the kids is wearing the clothing that he gave to the gemach. He says to himself, this lady, she's telling me that I'm a schlepper, that I'm a poor guy. Look at her. I said, I was about to answer her, you know. And I said, I'm going to keep it quiet. I'm going to swallow my bushot. He said that night, he went down to sleep and he started to cry. The embarrassment. And he said, Borei Olam, all what I'm doing, please receive it for refuah shlema of his wife. He says, the next morning they went to a doctor. They had a type of treatment. Doctor came up to them and says, listen, we just realized that there is a special treatment that have two options. Or it could be very good, or it could be bad. That's the best, the only chance that we can give. They accepted to take this treatment. After 2 weeks, this lady became totally perfect. Rabbi, that's how it works. When a person does tefillah, but not only tefillah, he is able to forgive about embarrassments, and then he prays, the tefillah is being accepted.